everyone. Thank you so much for tuning into another episode of Stuttering in Silence. As always, I'm one half your host, Gavin. I'm joined by
Matthew.
And on this week's episode, we have a little bit of a surprise for you guys. We have a special guest. This week, we are introducing
Jaevan. Hello.
Yeah. So we're going to be doing something a little bit different today. Normally, we have very structured episodes. Today, we're going to kind of just riff, as the cool kids say, being myself. And then we're just going to kind of pass around the horn here, have some good old conversation. We've been friends for a long time.
Yes, sir.
All right.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is a long time.
Yeah. So we're going to start off with you, man, the guy of the hour, the man of the hour. Just tell us a little bit about yourself. How's everything going with the good old Jaevan?
I can't complain on my end,
Well, that's great. Now, anyway, moving on. No, go ahead, man. Yeah. What's going on?
Honestly, there's really not much going on with me, mid-20s, going through the economy, working every day, paying off bills. Thank God I'm not in too much debt.
I believe the last time you were on this pod, you were in a ski mask.
Yeah, it's called a shiesty.
And a Trump hat.
Yeah. Yes, I was. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that.
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about
That's
that.
Cute.
So wait, but you started a new job a few months ago, right?
Yeah.
How's that going?
It has its ups and downs. Different systems that I'm working on are a little, touchy, if one could say, bit touchy, but I can't complain. I'm starting to get the hang of it. Bringing everything together. Matt, if we're talking about profession here, right? Your finger is hideous. Hideous, dude. Oh.
Yeah, that's pretty bad now.
It looks like a quarter of the the top end of your finger is like zombified.
Well, great song by Falling in Reverse. Basically, long and the short of it is I was slicing cheese and other stuff, right? And basically, one of the cooks I noticed didn't really clean it properly the last time. So I was like, yo, I'm going to just, do my job and clean it, right? So I go over to it and I take the one thing off, it's where the sharpener end and the one guard for the top of the blade. Okay. So I do that and then I get too close to the physical blade while it's on. Yeah. Because you can kind of clean it and shit with it on. It kind of almost helps. I was just being stupid. And long and the short of it, I touched the blade. Yeah. So when that happened, it just went right through my finger. Yeah. And then Gage took me to the urgent care and got 7 stitches that night.
Oh, man. Yeah. I mean, kind of weird topic to be on, but fingers. Last summer, I had to lie to everyone on how I had a finger injury.
Really?
Yeah, I ripped half of my fingernail off, and I didn't want to sound like a complete idiot. So what I did was, I told everyone I injured myself at work.
Okay.
Yep.
I said I was going to put a beam down, and I thought it was at the ground, and I'd let it go and lift it up, and there goes my finger. No, it was a fucking fan. Yeah.
Damn.
It bit me. If I could be honest with you.
No, well, even speaking of dumbasses, myself, a couple years back in 2021, before we actually started the podcast, 2020, was it 2022? I don't remember. It was it was a couple years ago. The same day the Eagles played the Falcons, and on the opening day, whatever year that was, we're sitting outside at Creekside. They just opened the patio, whatever, and
that long ago, wow.
Yeah. And me and him are talking, and he goes to touch me, and instinctively, I swatted at his hand, but he pulled his hand away, so I missed, and my fingers, my finger came right down on my knee, and I'm pretty confident I broke the tip of my finger.
And nothing you can do with that.
Right.
It's like breaking a rib.
Because it hit, and I was like, it hit, and I pulled my hand back, and I was like, ow, that really hurt. And then 20 minutes goes by, and it still really hurts. Yeah. And then, so I get grossed out by it. But my fingertip it bends differently now. It's to show you
double jointed.
So this is how this one sits, right?
Yeah.
Show the people, and then this is this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing is. That's like a smiley face.
Yeah, the new Smile. You seen the trailer for it?
I did.
What do you think?
I'm not excited.
Really?
Dude, did you see the first one?
I didn't. But I think it's creepy as fuck.
There you go. See, we had that conversation.
We did. Yeah.
We actually did an episode on the first one.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That one was tough. It was creepy in some aspects, but then it just got dumb.
I gotta say one thing. You are the most most crucial.
Thank you
person when it comes to anything
I'm
entertainment.
literally not. I'm literally not. I'm
Literally
give me three things that you actually enjoyed watching.
Like at movies?
Anything, Gavin,
Okay.
because I don't know it.
I really enjoyed Peaky Blinders. I really enjoyed Succession. I really enjoyed The Gentleman.
You know,
What?
everything else that's not in that genre, if you think about it.
Okay.
No, yeah. Keep going.
Okay. What do you want? Like superhero movies? Do you want like sports movies? Do you want? What do you want?
Give me kids movies.
Kids movies? Okay.
Why is that the one you choose to do,
Bro, because
Okay.
I know him at heart. He's not gonna actually tell me a decent non-post World War I or World War II themed movie that's got any meat. All right, I want to know. I want to know a little bit more about Gavin. What did
Okay.
you like when you were like younger?
Lion King, Tarzan, The Jungle Book.
All right, that's some heavy hitters.
Yeah.
No, that's a good answer. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
that was my shit back in the day. But I said it to him because we just talked about movies a couple weeks ago, and the point that I made was it's not that I hate every movie, it's just that I notice like I critique them because I expect more from them.
Yeah.
So like if a shitty Star Wars movie comes out, I'm not going to be like, "Oh, it's Star Wars. I love it."
Literally the last Star Wars movie.
Literally.
Shit.
Because
So,
I want it to be better. I know they can come out with better movies,
Yeah.
and I just want them to be better. And I don't think that's a
The thing is,
that's
they
it.
are putting money to that budget. They're putting a lot of
Where's
money
it
to
going?
that
Where's it
budget.
going?
Wait,
Isn't it-
which movie?
the one with Ray.
Yeah. Well, okay. So the last Star Wars movie that was out of the last three, like the last trilogy, I guess, was really bad. Right.
Yes.
Like it was just widely known as being
Yes.
bad.
Yes.
But the thing was that it was like it was extremely expensive to make, and I'm just like, where is this money go? Is it all going to special effects? Like, and I critiqued it because I was like, it made me angry because of how much money they're putting in.
Yeah.
Quintuples the other movies, like especially from the 70s and early 2000s, and it's just the writing. You know what I mean? Like, how can you be that? I don't know. What do I say? I
digress. I hate you.
See, this is why we keep it light. You ask why are kids movies, he goes off on the tangent on fucking Star Wars.
Yeah, but see, here's my thing, right? Is we've seen a bunch of movies. Now there are a lot of movies that I do agree with him that aren't that fantastic, right?
Yeah. But they're enjoyable, right?
Yes, they are enjoyable. But my point being, though, is like we'll see like the best movie, or like how many movies have you and I and Gavin and all of us gone to see, right? A bunch, the movie tavern, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And we're all leaving. We're like, yeah, that was pretty good, or like this was okay, or this was whatever, right? And Gavin's just immediately like, no, this is cheeks, bro. Like I'd rather like get my money back than dealing with this again. And I asked him the one time, what was it? What was it? It was recent. We saw some movie. That Jurassic Park movie that I saw with Gia was trash.
The most recent movie I saw was with the new Joker movie.
Oh,
And that movie was some hot ass.
I don't even want to. I actually want to see that movie.
That movie was some hot ass. No, but
Terrifier
no.
2 is coming out.
So three.
That's gonna be
Three.
good.
So we're I went to see it with Tyler, Steven, like and the ladies.
Yeah.
And we watched it, and they were both like, they had their opinions on like the setting up like the universe kind of thing, and like the behind the scenes stuff. And like I agree with them on some things, but like just the use of. Are you a fan of musicals?
No.
I might want to rethink about seeing that movie.
All right. Fair enough.
I heard that though. I was all over TikTok too. Where now personally, I haven't seen it.
Right.
But all I heard was that if you like musicals, go see this movie.
Yeah.
And immediately I was like, I don't think I'm going to see this because everyone was giving it crap, right?
Yeah.
And I was good.
Well, it was just an interesting choice, like a level up.
Yeah.
Because the first Joker movie was a strict drama.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Can we think about it a different way?
Mm-hmm.
That did originate as a child's story. Batman, DC, that whole era, that is all from comic books, straight up.
Yeah.
And they've taken that and kind of dirtied it and put it in with the adults. And I know that they're following their audience through life, but like, I don't really want to see the inside of an insane asylum.
Well, so it's the same thing as on the onverse of take like Cinderella when she goes and sings. So the like original story, and I'm going to butcher it, as Gavin knows. I butcher all these, and I go, I don't know who's quoted that, and then people yell at me. There was a point where like the evil stepmother and got her like eye eaten out by one of the crows or one of the birds that Cinderella chooses.
Now imagine
to
if that was put in film.
But and the thing is like they change things to just fit the criteria of what they want to create.
I agree with you, but who wants to see a Joker locked down? He's a supervillain. Well, at the end of the day, he is a supervillain.
Right. What do you imagine people that live in insane asylums? You imagine them as like supervillains, so it kind of fits the whole.
I don't.
So there's something that you guys haven't seen it, so I don't want to say it. But there's something that the director has come out and said about the movie and like about the building of the universe for that role, where it does make a lot more sense as to what's going on.
All right.
And that's why I took because when we first left the movie, I was like, and to my credit, I was at fault. I didn't know that it was the way that it is. So I took a couple points back. I was like, okay, it wasn't. Okay. It was trying to be something that I didn't know that it was trying to be. Yeah. So now that I was aware of that fact, I was like, okay, whatever.
Where?
Wolf. but no, I think that like the thing with me in movies is, I've watched a lot of good movies and TV shows, and I've watched them and like I'm really into them.
Yeah.
So watching the ones that I think are going to be good and should be good by all metrics, and then they're not, I'm just not going to say that they're very good. I'm going to be harder on those.
No, how do you feel about the Joker movie? I think it was a Joker movie, or was it Gotham, where the Riddler was in the. You know where I'm going with this, right?
Yeah.
So it was Joker, right?
No, it was the Matt Reeves Batman movie.
Yes, that's what it was. Yeah, right at the end, you meet the Riddler.
Yeah.
And
my God.
And he's like in the jail. No. Exactly. And I was like, when that happened, I remember looking at you, and then I'm pretty sure, Jim, for like 2-3 weeks straight, we would be sitting here, and he would just go, "I'm justice, I'm justice."
That sounds about right.
Yeah, and that's what he would say, and he would just shit on it. But then then it was like 2 weeks post that period. Now it take like a month and a half, and Gavin's like, you know what? That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, so once again, on the first watch, I was making fun of the fact that the Riddler, like being the big bad guy, was so like his big one-on-one with Batman, and they just and they decide to make him start screaming no, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I think and also
it's supposed to be a supervillain.
We're gonna talk about the world's greatest detective, and he can't figure out the difference between L and La format in Spanish.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing was like
that bothered me.
Like it was like 20-something minutes of them trying to figure this out, and then the Penguin's like, it's La, and I'm like, oh my God, dude.
All right, who's a better detective, Sherlock Holmes or Batman? Strictly detective work.
Well, so here's the thing, though. It really depends on what version of the Batman or who you're reading and who you're watching.
That is also true.
Because
no, it is true because
he's got a point.
this Batman that the Robert Pattinson Batman's is loosely based off of the series, like a comic strip of Batman, where he uses mainly his detective skills and his combat very much as like a second.
Plus, it also depends too on like what Sherlock Holmes you're talking about, because like there's plenty of books and short novels that are written about Sherlock Holmes, and you have the movies where some of them sometimes he's like really cool, or he relies on Watson to help him out, and Watson not necessarily carries the whole thing, but you're like, dude, Sherlock Holmes, like, you're relying on Watson a whole bunch.
Well, I think it's kind of like the who's smarter. Do you ever hear the thing? I used to hear it on TikTok all the time, where it was like, who's smarter, Peter Parker or Iron Man, like Tony Stark.
Iron Man.
Well, that's the thing is, I think it's kind of the same thing with Batman and Sherlock Holmes. Is Batman has like, obviously he's smart enough to build all his gadgets and use his technology and everything, but Sherlock Holmes has none of that because it's set in like the late 1800s.
But the thing is, if he was smart enough, I can't even really make that comparison because he didn't have the resources to make these.
So that's why it's kind of like it's difficult. But I would say probably Batman because Sherlock Holmes is almost like House. You ever see the show House?
Yeah. No.
So like he's
like the show.
He's very smart. He's a very smart doctor. He can like diagnose people just by like, looking at them or whatever.
Or hearing about it. Yeah.
Hearing about it. But he also works a lot on his hunch and his assumption. So he might assume that it's this, and then every episode's kind of built the same way. He's like, you have lupus, and then you're like, all right, I'm going home, and then as you're walking out the door, you collapse and you start bleeding out of your eyes, and then he's like, oh, it's not lupus, and then that's like the whole series. But
it's pretty good.
It's like the same premise. It's like Sherlock Holmes is really smart, but he's also very eccentric. So he'll do like, this is the way that this is, and then it's might not be.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What about you? Who do you think? You say Batman?
Yeah, I say Batman. Personally.
What about you?
Ooh, Batman and Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
I'd probably say Batman.
Way to jump on the bandwagon.
Yeah, right.
This guy.
This fucking
Me?
guy.
Wait, what?
You are something else, pal.
Should have took the high road.
Should have took. Yep.
All right, you know what? No, see now if I change, because I know if I change, right,
it's worse.
then it's worse.
Yeah.
Then it's worse.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get these hotkeys down.
Yeah.
But I do think there is a lot of other. Okay, even take the video game, the Batman video game. There's thousands of Riddler events that you have to like figure out, and like. I'm not saying Sherlock Holmes hasn't done 1,000 riddles, but I'm saying like there's only so much literature, so many movies, and he's figuring out one thing where like Batman has to figure out like 6 different things to then figure out the big picture. You know what I'm saying?
And also too, like obviously Batman being the superhero is they're gonna depending on who's writing for him, they're gonna give him some pretty insane mental abilities.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? You can deduce this from this because of the way it looks and smells. And it's like, okay, all right. But I think Sherlock Holmes would have it in probably if it was like you put Batman in the same environment, like as Sherlock Holmes.
I honestly feel like Batman would become like Jack the Ripper.
Oh, maybe.
Okay, well, let me ask you a question. Both of them being like human and like super smart. I think you know where I'm going with this. And super smart and like have their own tech. Let's talk about like a DC versus Marvel with an Iron Man and a Batman. You know what I'm saying? And no, here's my premise. The only reason I bring this up is like there was the whole thing with Superman and Batman because they're from the same universe. Yeah. But both Tony Stark and Bruce Wayne are human, right? And they both have multi-billion dollars, $trillion, and they only work off of the inventions that they create or people create for them. Who do you think takes the cake then? Because Tony Stark learns from his mistakes.
That's true. I would say probably.
What is the question?
Okay, let's say we're in a situation like Superman and Batman were.
Okay.
And let's take like the Civil War movie, right? You have sides on either end.
That's true. The Iron Man's suit does matter.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So
it's his Civil War suit.
Yes. So we speaking to the Civil War suit, and the same kind of premise as Civil War too, where it's like you have your one side, and it comes down to both of them. They both are steadfast in their ideals of, I'm right, you're wrong, I'm saving the world, so I have to do everything.
What version of Batman?
Yeah, that's a big one. Because if you're talking about ideals, that man does not lose.
Okay, so let's, but
okay, hold on. So let's slow down here. So we're talking about Iron Man from Civil War.
Well, we can just let's just say peak both.
But it's what I'm saying is it's so many
universe?
different. Yeah, like.
Well, I can't say I know.
That's what I'm saying. We have to make it simple.
What's
so
what's your strongest version of Batman?
Probably when he's fighting Superman.
Okay. So it's so it's that one.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll take Ben Affleck's Batman.
Yes.
When he's fighting Superman, are you giving him the Superman suit? Like are you giving him the Superman?
You have to, because this is part of his invention.
Okay.
He made that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I'm saying
Batman all day.
Yeah, I'm saying the best version that you all depict, right? We'll call it that one, and then the greatest version of Iron Man, like he has the Hulk suit and all that kind of stuff.
Well, that's not the greatest version of Batman.
No.
Of Iron
Which
Man.
one?
No,
Which
it's
one?
not.
Greatest version of Iron Man is definitely when he fought Thanos. It's got to be.
Okay, then there you go.
Yeah.
Then there you
He
go.
tanked a moon.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so then that one.
Okay.
Because no matter how it breaks down,
Yeah.
they both created it. They're
Yeah.
both trillionaires, and they're both human, which I think is very important. Because a lot of the time, you always talk about, like, let's say, they always say Superman and Batman and things like that, but we'll merge the universes, and then they're fighting. You have Batman, who is fighting Superman, and then you have Tony Stark fighting Thanos, right?
Yeah.
Who wins?
In almost every other circumstance, I'm giving it to Batman, but in this instance specifically, I think it goes to Iron Man. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why.
Go ahead.
When Batman fought Superman, 90% of the fight that he was in that suit,
planned.
yes, he powered Superman down.
Yeah.
When Superman was at full strength or regaining his strength, he put the hands on that man.
Yeah.
He broke his little face mask apart.
Yeah.
Well, crap, half your face mask is gone. Like, he planned all this specifically to fight Superman. Superman was like, kink, kink, bing, and then his face mask like crumbled.
But we gotta remember this: Tony Stark did not fight Thanos alone. He had some of the best help you could ever imagine.
Yeah, but he was the one that made Thanos bleed.
Yes.
What is that supposed to? Okay,
he went one on one.
Batman made Superman bleed.
Yes, but Tony did it by just putting the hands to him.
All right, how about this?
He had to use kryptonite to make him bleed. Obviously.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Who wins in a straight up fight? Thanos, no gloves. Superman, no sun. There's no sun in the fight, but he still has his power. Who wins?
Thanos, no glove.
No glove. Superman, it's a cloudy fucking day. Who wins?
Well, it doesn't work that way.
And it was a one-on-one. Come
Superman.
on, yeah. Come
on
now.
But the thing is this: So Batman fought Superman when he was powered down and then regaining his strength.
But he powered him down.
Exactly. Using his brain. Tony fought Thanos with 3 Infinity Stones.
Yeah, and like a team of 6, including the Guardians of the Galaxy.
But when he went up against Thanos one-on-one, he didn't immediately get. He made him bleed. Like they were fighting.
Yeah.
And Tony did that because of his brain building his suit. That was his best version of his suit. It was the nanotech suit. So in that instance, if you take that Batman from that instance versus this, I'm telling you, Iron Man is dog walking them. You saw them 8 things he had come out, them pulsars.
You got a point.
And Tony always learns from his mistakes.
Yeah.
I don't know, guys.
Have you never seen that video? This guy went viral saying about you've never seen this?
No.
Dude, I'll find the video for you.
Okay.
Because I keep referencing it, and I see his face glow up, but yours does. It's so like all the instances where like Tony falls and something horrific happens, and the guy cuts back to himself and he goes, Tony learns from his mistakes. That's why you see this and this and this and this.
Yeah, because like basically in every movie, however he gets bested in one way by a villain, it's gone the next movie. So like when he in the first Iron Man, you remember he's like, "How did you solve the icing problem?" He figured it out, and then it's like when he was cold in Iron Man 3 when his suit broke, he put a warmer in Spider-Man's suit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like and then when Ant-Man crawled up his thing in Civil War, he made the nanotech suit so he doesn't have gaps and that kind of stuff. So it's literally like every time he messes up or he gets bested, he's like, aha.
Yeah. Because Tony always learns from his mistakes.
Yeah.
I give it to you guys. You guys might have me on this one, but I still think Batman is that guy.
Oh, Batman is that guy.
You can't change my mind on that.
I think Batman is the most unobtainable human character in fiction.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think you can...
How do you mean?
Like, somebody theoretically could be as smart as Tony Stark and have the money to make that happen.
Sure, yeah.
Do
they have that will?
Right.
Man's broke his back. Put him in a... I don't even know what type of gel it
but
was.
you would have to be in the top, like, the most elite category of physically in shape humans on the planet.
And then have a boatload of money.
An insane amount of money. And then also be one of the smartest humans on the planet.
Well, I mean, Tony, I will say this. Tony did not have Ra's al Ghul.
Exactly.
Right.
So, like, there is, like, the
it's all Jarvis.
Well, he made Jarvis.
So that's the other thing you got to factor in, too.
So, let me ask you this. If Batman turned around and said, okay, I know I have to fight Iron Man. I'm going to make a suit that's physically on par with Iron Man, and I have my own Jarvis, but it's Ra's al Ghul. Who wins?
Okay.
Batman.
Well, I'm gonna let you go, Matt.
So here's what I'm thinking, right? I'm not talking about they're planning this. I'm just saying there's something that's happening. They don't necessarily know for certain who the other bad guy is. Let's just say they just know they have to be at this place and they're gonna beat someone up, right? Yeah. I'm talking about best version of Tony Stark and the best version of Bruce Wayne. That's strictly that. I'm not saying that they've been planning this for months and building.
So this is more of like a coincidence.
Like not like a coinky dink, but like I don't know why I said that. I'm so sorry. But they show up in their best version of themselves.
Okay.
And then it's like you're playing one of those like old video games on like the Wii or like on those arcade games. Like they're just going back and forth and like who wins. Yeah. That kind of situation. Because like I'm sure if
then I'd hate to say this, but I'd have to give it to Iron Man. That suit is just crazy.
That suit is insane.
Like, you get hit one time in the chest, it's like getting kicked in the chest by a donkey.
Yeah.
Dude, it's crazy because, like, there was, like, one where, like, all these things come out of his back and they're shooting missiles and stuff like that.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. He's got so many intangibles. Like, it's just... But Batman is Batman. So I think, like, if you were to... Now, if you were to say... Well, would we say the video game version of Batman is peak?
He could take some punishment.
The one on PS3?
Like all of the games.
Bro,
like the ones from
like
the entire Arkham series.
Like he fought an entire prison.
And he did the entire first two games in a span of like a total of 48 hours.
Yeah.
So like
I can't say I played all of them. I only played the one that was on PS3.
Probably the first one, or it could have been the second one.
It might have been. I don't remember exactly off the top of my head.
It was either Arkham Asylum or Arkham City.
No, now I'm not sure because I know there was Arkham and Arkham. I can't say that I remember if I'm being truthful, but I do know there is one because we got a free PS3 and a game because our upstairs neighbors got it for like their grandchildren, and then they moved and they're like, "Hey, do you guys want this?" And we're like, "Sure."
That's love.
That is
it was pretty
nice.
cool. They were really nice people.
Yeah.
I don't even know their names, but
You're getting back into games too now, huh?
I am. Black Ops 6.
This is the first COD since Modern Warfare. You said you got?
You would say that.
I would.
There, huh?
That's fine.
I gave up on Call of Duty.
I
gave up on Call of Duty for a while because like I would see gameplay and I'm like, the graphics aren't there, the movement's weird. Like when I seen Advanced Warfare, I was like hands off. I'm not even gonna look at it.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't regret it. I really don't because like, I did get a little bit of FOMO. I did. But that game, man, it was just I don't know. It was just so sloppy. It was just messy.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely stopped playing at a good time.
Yeah.
Because Call of Duty got. Well, it was a 2019 one you stopped at. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Call of Duty ever since got pretty bad.
Cold War wasn't that bad, was it?
No, it wasn't. It was probably like this Call of Duty besides the Black Ops 6 besides the maps is probably the best Call of Duty we've gotten in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But Cold War for being made in a year.
Yeah.
Like most CODs were made in 2 years.
Well, that's what I was
Or no, this was like 6 months or it was 6 months or 8 months.
It was the same dog shit they force feed us every year basically.
Yeah. Well,
And
they had a lot of content.
They did it, but they did it like really rushed.
Well, yeah, because they got messed like something. I forget what it was that happened with scheduling, but like they had to put out a COD, and I think Cold War being like an 8-month COD or a year COD or whatever it was pretty good.
Yeah, we played it a lot. I mean, like even the zombies weren't that bad.
Zombies were great. Well, I enjoyed the zombies a lot.
I enjoyed them too. That's literally was my bread and butter because for the longest time I didn't have online. Like to go online.
Yeah.
It was one of those things where it's like you're lucky enough to eat and sleep in a bed, right?
Yeah.
So I would play it like I remember like I would save up, and it was like later in the year towards Christmas, and I would save up and I'd go to GameStop, and then the three of us would like play local, and then we would do the campaign. Like that's why I bought COD was for the campaign.
Yeah.
And then funny story. It wasn't until you guys. When like you guys would be playing all the time, you're like, no, Matt, hop on, and I was like, oh, this is like online, and you're like, yeah. So then I got the Xbox Pass for the first time ever, and I'm playing with you guys, and I'm like, oh, I now understand why you guys like online so much. And then I realized it was Modern Warfare
2019.
Was that had to be something like that? And I remember I got that. And I got the online. I'm like, oh, I didn't even play the campaign because that's what I would buy Call of Duty for. And then I played it. I'm like, oh. But then all you guys are on. I remember playing Valhalla. And you, Gavin, you called me some words I will not repeat on a podcast. However, I was playing the solo game. And you're like, hey, bleep, 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 bleep. Get on because we're playing. I need you to hold the bottom of the leaderboard for me.
That's true.
That's
true.
Oh, that's disrespectful.
Well, funnily enough, that's how me and Jaevan bonded when we were like way young. Dude. We were like way young, and we would play Black Ops 1 1v1s, and then we got Black Ops 2 1v1s in there.
We got some crazy stories from that,
dude.
I know you want to say it. I know you want to talk about it. Let's not say that, though.
Dude. No, we can talk about it. We can talk about it. No, so, all right. So we started playing Call of Duty like Black Ops with each other, like and 1v1, same thing as you, like doing the local play or whatever, and it got intense. Dude, it would get intense.
Well, because we were both young and we had all that testosterone, and nobody wanted to lose.
Well, because you got to think like I would go over his house or he would come over mine. We'd set up the Xboxes, and then how like every COD has a list of maps.
Sure.
We would 1v1 and like a best of 3 on like every map. That's how the night would go.
Yeah,
okay.
Right.
So like imagine there's 18 maps or 10 maps or 15, however many maps, and in one night or maybe 1 or 2 days, like we're playing every map, just 1v1ing, just talking shit. Yeah, and then we did that in Black Ops 2, and then we ended up, I think it was it Black Ops 2 where we got like Xbox Live? I know I got Xbox.
Yes.
And we started playing online, and like just that was
You're
a lot
lucky
of fun.
I wasn't in full form because I would have just shit on you the whole time.
Oh really?
Definitely.
Yeah, dude.
100%. I don't know if you could have beat me back then.
Dude, I'm not good at video games like at all.
It's all right.
I just talk a lot of shit.
Hey man, you talking enough shit, you're getting in anybody's head. That's just how it works.
Yeah,
living rent free.
I remember specifically there was one time, I don't know what possessed me, but Gavin was talking shit, and I remember we're like 1v1ing or we're doing something. I think it was shipment. I think we talked about this the other day, and I no bullshit was getting kill. And I swear, Gio goes, "Damn!" And Gavin just goes, "Okay." And he sits up. I got one more kill, and he went, "No more." I'm pretty sure I went on a 20 straight death streak for like, I don't know how long it was. But at one point, I think I just stood there in the middle of the map. Like, I don't even know what to do. And I didn't know like you could know the spawn points because I never played Call of Duty like that. So like,
dude, I was shooting him through like the garbage cans. He would spawn like dead.
Dude, it was like terrifying because like at one point I was getting so annoyed because we're playing shipment and I like would spawn, move dead, and I'm like, dude. And then he goes, "You don't know the spawn points? I'm like, you can know that us in a random?"
Because what happened was we were waiting for Gio to get on.
Yeah.
And we were waiting in the lobby, and he was like, he's like, "Yeah, you're just waiting for me to carry you." And we were like talking shit, and then he was like, "You won't 1v1 me though," and I was like, "I'll set it up." And mind you, I have my leg on my desk. I'm leaned all the way back. I set it up, and that's when we started playing. And he was killing me. Like he was at like it was like 11 kills to like 4 or something. Because and then Gio joins up, and he like, and Matt's like, "Yeah, I'm beating Gavin 11-4," and he's like, "Damn." And then I was like, "Can't let that slide." You know what I'm saying? But no, it's because I say it all the time. Like, Matt to me is like me to Tyler, and like or like Gia. Like in terms of like obviously Matt didn't play Call of Duty and stuff, but like I did. And I'm nowhere near like, not to boost his ego even more, asshole. But he's just that good that it makes me upset sometimes. Yeah. But like I say it a lot too. I said it before on the one that we talked about. I would cost us a GB or whatever. GB. He would like a game battle match, like a 2v2. I'd go like 0-7. He's like 13-4 or 13-8 or something. Carrying, we still lose. He would go. He'd get us into a 1v1, put it to like 500, and then, dude, he would just beat this. He would just beat me up. And then when he was satisfied, he'd go, "All right, let's grab another." Cycle repeats.
Nah, I'm good.
You ever feel so bad about playing video games when like you cost your team the game, and then nobody says anything, they just all get off.
Yeah. Yes.
I've had that happen so many times.
That lobby gets so lonely.
How about that one? How about that one Fortnite thing we had? Remember that we all hopped on Fortnite.
You guys want to talk about that?
What?
You were on. We were all doing we were doing it was a free for all on Fortnite. And then we were getting smacked up, dude. And then you and I verbally went, "Yo, dude, fuck this guy. We're just going after him." Do you
know? Yes, I do.
Dude.
Yeah, yep.
That was atrocious. Yeah. I remember I got this rocket thing, and what pissed me off was like I would come up, and someone would come up, and you'd be like, "Nah," and then you shoot me down. I'm like, I didn't get a second. But Gavin would get pissed. I would like aim it and go through.
Yeah, because when you would kill, you would get your health back.
Yep.
Because then you were like, "Don't let him kill you! Don't let him kill you!" And then it's great because you were running around like building and all, and Matt's like crouch walking with a rocket launcher. and he's like, "I got him." I'm behind him. Dude, that was a lot of fun though. Yeah. Because that was the first night I played Fortnite in like months at that point.
I do remember that.
That was a lot of fun. We had some great times on Fortnite.
Yeah. Still up too.
Dude, I just can't with Fortnite. Honestly, like I was saying this to Tyler.
Private lobbies.
Yeah, it's true. That was really where most of the fun came.
Yeah.
But I think for me in video games, dude, like I'm like Tyler calls me Unc all the time. Like I'm getting kind of fed up. Like I'm not even like angry. I'm just kind of getting done with them.
Video games.
Yeah. Like low key, like I was excited for Black Ops 6. And like I do get excited for games. But I don't have that same like passion. Like I don't have that same like I'm gonna play every day.
You wanna know why?
Why?
Bills.
Yeah.
The economy. We can't spend our times online on the video games. We gotta take care of shit. I mean,
no, that's facts.
I wish I could. I feel like everybody wishes they have a little bit more free time. I mean, all of America is just. It just seems like we're all working. We're all working for what?
Yeah.
There's nothing else to do. You have to
Well,
pay the bills.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like in the case of like you at least have something to show for your bills. Like you have a nice ass car and.
Well, still, but I mean,
Yeah.
don't we all though?
No.
Come on, guys. You're supposed to say yes to that.
About what a week ago.
Yeah.
It was a 50-50 if my car was gonna turn over.
Yeah.
What do you mean,
dude? So
his car was.
Shout out JC Auto. Shout out Mike, fixing me up. But dude, like, so I didn't really know the exact problem because I thought it was like the remote start that was in there.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, the battery was recirculated, and I didn't know that it was an interstate battery, and then it was like frying itself. But the alternator was just timing out. Then what would happen is like I would turn the key over, and you would hear. We left. What was it?
Was your battery just old?
It was a year old, but I think it was recycled. Is what Mike was saying over at JC Auto. Shout out them again. Then he puts a new battery in. Mm-hmm. I pay whatever it was. It was good for like 2 days, but the battery's starting to dwindle down because it only can hold so much energy because the alternator's not doing its thing.
Yeah.
I get on the highway, right? Car just won't accelerate. I'm like, dude. So I pulled over. I cut it off. I try to turn it back over. Won't turn over. So then I had to buy a jump box, right? Mm-hmm. Buy the jump box. I jumped it on the highway. Got back up. Cool. I went back. He sends me photos of my alternator. Dude, it was frying itself. I got lucky. Like his dad was saying earlier today, I was lucky it didn't blow myself up.
Yeah.
And it was so hot to where it was welding itself to the car.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So then I got all that fixed, and then it was driving great. So that was really just the crux of the issue. Yeah. But
the crazy part about that is you put that situation on 60% of Americans, they can't get themselves out of that.
I know.
Nobody, like, I mean, I've heard the stats. Not a lot of people have $1,000 in their bank account.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's and obviously working in banking, it's crazy to see like how people view money.
Yeah.
And how people, because you got the people like that view it as like, okay, like money's everything.
Yeah.
Then you got the people that view it like, oh, I have the money, I'm going to spend the money. You know what I mean?
You have to have a healthy middle, because if you don't, you'll never retire. You're going to die on a Walmart floor somewhere. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Caleb Hammer. I like that.
Damn.
Yeah, man. I mean, what else you got?
You got to make a budget. And like I was talking to him a couple months, like a year ago, almost. Because we were talking about like finances and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, I had no idea how to budget. I had no idea how to figure it out. Like I didn't know where to start.
Yeah.
And I was always thinking like, okay, I get a paycheck. My paychecks back when I was young obviously weren't huge.
Yeah.
But let's say I get $500 in a paycheck.
Yeah.
Like while I'm in school.
Put like 200 away.
Yeah, I was putting like 200 away. And then I'm like, oh, I have 300 to blow or 300 to spend. And then I get my checking account down to like $4.
Yeah.
And I'm buying nothing. I'm buying like jeans and sneakers and food. And it's funny because, and this is how a lot of people view, and this is why the rich stay rich, I think, is because the more money you get, the more you're just going to learn about money. Because when you get it and you don't know anything about it, you're like, how do I keep it?
Yeah.
Right? How do I keep getting more money? So the more money you acquire, the more you know how to use it. And then, like, the way I have it set up, I could literally go out and buy whatever I want. And I'm just like, I don't do that because I know, like, stick to the plan.
Yep.
We got bigger goals. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I just wish more people thought that way because it would make a lot of things a lot easier.
Yeah, it would. It really would. I mean, you got literally, I mean, think about the banking system. They're here to help us.
Oh, yeah.
But, like.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Oh, yeah.
It's a scam. It's really what it is. But people at the same time, you give let's say me $5 and you take $5. You might be thinking about it like, all right, this $5, how do I double, triple, quadruple this?
Yeah.
I'm like, what can I buy with this? You know what I'm saying? Like that's how.
Yeah.
And I say it to Sky a lot too. I'm like, she makes fun of me when we go shopping.
Same.
Because I'm like, probably you too.
Him and I have had multiple conversations where like, I'm like, dude, I just did something cool. He's like, what? And I'm like, I just spent money on myself.
Yeah. And man, it's an accomplishment. I mean,
it's hard.
It is hard. I had to swallow my pride to say that. It is hard because you got so much other shit going on.
Yeah.
You got to plan for the future. You got to pay your bills now. You need gas. You need to eat. It is a lot. And I can understand why the average person is having like financial struggles right now. Especially, I mean, we just almost went through a huge East Coast strike. You guys hear about that?
Yeah.
The port.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If that would have like actually occurred and kept going, like we probably would have been.
Well, there was even some like setbacks that we were even seeing at the restaurant where it's like there were some things you couldn't get in, or there were holes on some stuff.
Yeah.
But even creepier, there was a whole thing that people were striking, and this is just speculation. So allegedly, people were also striking because they were hearing like people in these shipping containers.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard about this, but a bunch of people were talking about it, and they're like, "Yo, this person from the port strike is saying this."
Yeah.
They heard other kids, or they heard people in these shipping containers, and I didn't think about that ever until you go into Google, and there were actual instances where that happens, and I'm like, "Yo." So obviously, that probably wasn't the main reason that the strike was there. I can't definitively say why it happened because I am ignorant onto that topic. However, it almost got really bad, especially the fact that if we can't get things in, we can't feed people, and like, we're already having like, take for instance the like fracking and all that kind of stuff, right? So when it comes to gas, we use about 50% of our oil refineries, right? But if we used 100% of it, we would be able to knock gas prices down, right? But how do you keep prices high? Keep your stock low.
High demand.
High demand, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing, dude. If those ports shut down, people who have the things that are in the in the country, they're gonna sell them for extreme prices.
Oh yeah.
And people like us are just gonna be like, oh, you want a cheeseburger?
Yeah.
$30.
Yeah.
Bro, we are turning into schmeagles. Do you understand me? We are all hunchback, gray little pigs. Looking for beans and corn on the ground. I swear.
So okay, so you know how you call me cheap all the time?
Yeah, Mr. Krabs.
Yeah. I'll tell you why. So he calls me cheap all the time because I'll be like, oh, I'm not spending the money on that. And he's like, all right, but you also bought $200 jeans, so.
What are you talking about?
That's diabolical.
What $200 jeans?
You remember, what was it, 120 or some shit from Lucky Brand and
I like Lucky jeans.
What? Yeah. Remember he was like, yeah, these.
No.
It was like 150.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yes, you did, bro. We had a whole conversation about it, and I was like, bro.
When was this?
2018.
Yeah. Okay.
Remember, because
different.
I was like, what the kind of money you got? But no, because. You need to have value in what you're spending your money on. That's one of the things that I learned was like, okay, do I want to spend $20 every day on lunch? Probably not, right?
Yeah.
But if I take that same 20, and put it into my gas tank, that's needed. I don't care about it. Like, there's just some things I don't care about where my money goes.
Yeah. Well, I'll even say this to you, just to show, like, not to gas you up, your plethora of information. And I remember sitting here about 2 years ago. It was like here, right?
Yeah.
And we're talking. I'm like, yo, dude, like, at the time I didn't get that big raise yet, or whatever was going on. And
subtle flex.
What?
Nothing.
Right.
That's not what I meant.
I wasn't like
I wasn't
like a
get that
trillionaire
raise
yet.
yet.
Yeah. It wasn't like super rich yet.
It's not okay. I apologize. I'm gonna cut that out because now I feel like that is kind of a dickhead thing to say. But my point being is, I was like, I was strapped on cash.
Yeah.
And it was like I wasn't looking at money properly, right? I would look at it like, damn, dude, I wanna get a new phone.
Yeah.
Right? How long have I been saying I'm gonna get a new phone? Because I look at the money differently. But back then I'm like, he goes, well, do it this way and try this way, try this way, try this way. And what, in like 2 years, year and a half, like you and I can go and be like, we can look at houses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like Christine and I are leaving in literally a month to go on 12-day vacation to Florida. Like,
nice.
But what I'm saying is like people should, and I'm not trying to, but my point being though is like, you helped out a lot, dude. And I don't think you understand. Just like not saying like you should look at friends like how you are, Jaevan, and how you are, Gavin. Like you, what did he say? Show me your friends, I'll show you your future.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where it's when you have friends like
who said
Jaevan, that? Dave Ramsey. Yeah. I have a problem on this podcast, and even on the other things that we've done together, where I say a quote almost damn near perfect, and then I'm like, well, it's said by this guy. And then Gavin goes,
who?
And then I go, you guys look it up. And then he then makes fun of me and flames me for about like 5 minutes.
Because it'll be like an intricate quote, too.
Yeah.
It'll be like the dichotomy and the middle.
Like, who was it? All you got to remember is John Smith.
Yeah, literally. It's like Gandhi.
Well, I had a cook who he would say quotes. And I'm like, oh, who said that? Kind of like you would. And he'd be like, probably Gandhi. I'm like, dude, what? And I'm like, it was stupid. But my point being, though, is like money is a scary thing. And yeah, dude, like someone like you, like definitely look into stuff, but like having people and friends like you, it does help to kind of be like, hey, dude, hold you accountable. Yeah, I think you and I do that a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, a lot can change if you just look at things differently and read and ask your friends.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, I got so much help from a lot of different people, and you know, I knew I had to change, but I was saying this to Matt the other day too. I feel like our friend group is like a very big abnormality for how people interact with each other. Like
your dad said that a lot.
Yeah, because
really?
even me and him were talking about it, and he was like, "You don't understand how lucky you guys are to have each other and to all be as like upstanding as we all are."
Yeah,
because you know we are all in different areas of life, or some are closer than others, whatever. But we all have goals, and we all do things that are like with a specific program.
Yeah,
we're all either working every day or in school.
Yeah,
we're all going. We have future goals. It's not like you talk to any one of us and we're like, oh, I just want to do drugs and eat McDonald's. You know what I'm saying?
Low-key.
Oh, would that be good for you? Would that be good for you?
I mean, I am 302.
But I mean, you know, that's what I'm saying. Like it when you really like take a stick, because to us it's like, oh, that's just Jaevan, that's just Matt, that's just Cody, that's just Ben, that's just Tyler, whatever, whoever, insert any name. But when other people are looking at it, they're like, holy shit, these guys are
really.
Yeah,
I never thought of it like that.
My mom. Oh, sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say when we were where were we at the beach house for the bachelor party. We were walking through somewhere, like all of us together, and the guy was like, oh, it was at the gun range. And he's like, oh, what is it? What did he say? Oh, everyone's working out, or do I have to?
Oh, like yeah. He's like, everyone work out or something like that. Yeah.
Like, because apparently we're coming to find out that we are viewed to the majority of people in public, or, you know, not to be assholes, but like people view us as like we're a force.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like people won't. I don't know. Like, it's just becoming a more... Because it's happened a few times.
You have a Hulk. We have a Gavin.
Yeah. Give me the food.
Toot it.
But what were you going to say? You said something?
I was going to say my mom... it was the Friendsgiving of the black tie that we did, the Peaky Blinders.
Oh, when he was passed out on the couch?
No.
I remember. Yes, he was. I got a picture of it.
Yes, it was on the couch.
Yes.
When first it started at dinner. Yep. Dude, you made it through like everyone's like speeches and we're all eating. Yeah. You made it through 2 plates.
No dessert.
You went
no dessert. Just straight down.
And the funniest part about that is like you wake up like, hey guys, what's up? How are you? Matt, do you want help cleaning? Because I was like, everyone's outside of there chilling and I'm just helping my mom because it's her house. Yeah. And you just show up.
No, it was funny because when I woke up, when I fell asleep, needed a nap, I was at the table. I was actually looking at Cody and Caitlin, and then everything went dark. Yep. But when I woke up, I'm on the couch somehow, and Sky's sitting next to me, and she looked at me like she was like, what the? And I was like, hey, and like I sat up, and I was like, where's everybody? Yeah. She's like, they're outside, and I like walked in the kitchen, and Matt's cleaning, and he looks at me, and goes, what the? And I was like, hey.
Yeah, dude.
And I was so hungry. I was like, you got any more food?
We had a lot of food.
I know.
Night.
Yeah.
I stood there and ate like.
Bro,
15
no one wanted the
Hawaiian.
team this year.
We haven't had one yet. Okay. Dude, there's been so much going on. Yeah. Truthfully, I haven't. Yeah, I know you know.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
I know we're gonna probably have it at Cody's house. That's what he said.
Because he just got the new house.
Okay.
So he wants to do it there.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, he said something about it, so
Yeah.
it'll be a good time.
Yeah.
Just a fair warning, though. My laptop is gonna die.
No, that's fine.
Right.
So I guess we got to treat it like a burrito and
wrap her up.
That's Cody always says. Matthew, land your plane.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say the Cubby Brand joke.
I hope that this was a good intro to seeing a friendly face in the neighborhood. You know, hope I didn't. You know.
No, dude, did awesome.
Yeah, we were actually talking about it a couple of weeks ago. We were like, we want to have more people on, so
All right, sweet.
because you're gonna be on for the next couple of weeks, right?
Yeah, I can do that.
You owe us for 4 weeks.
Yeah,
That's fine, man. That's fine.
Well, without further ado, let's wrap this